I'll ask you both probably the same kind of questions, but we'll start with you, David. What has this been like for you?
It's been a blast. It's not that you get a chance to be a kid again, you can't, but being an umpire is the way to stay connected with the ball game that I grew up loving and playing, and my playing days came to an end, and this is an opportunity to stay connected to the game.
Go ahead, Eddie.
Same. I actually never played the game. My brother did when we were younger. I got involved when my son and daughter were playing Little League. I'm originally from New Jersey, grew up in Vineland, and I lived in Franklin Township. Was at a Saturday minor league game. My son was playing. No umpire was there. They asked someone from the stands. I popped over the fence, fell in love with it, and been doing it ever since. And was searching ways to improve myself in the game. And Little League is unbelievable because when I relocated here to Florida, my wife had some concerns, but no, I just went to a local league, and I just happened to be living in Winter Garden, went there, and I've created a new family of umpires. Because when I left New Jersey, I had some very good friends there, and I've created a new family here. That's how I met this guy.
When did you move to Florida?
I retired in January 1st of 2010. We bought in 2009,
Okay.
and we just when I retired, I officially moved down here.
Got it.
And like I said, I met a lot of very good people, and I'm very fortunate that Little League is unique. That there's a lot of people from all different ways of life, with different backgrounds and beliefs. None of that comes into it. It's like a little brotherhood, and friendships are gained, and it's unbelievable. I mean, I've like I said, I've created a new family.
David, this has to be just the pinnacle. Is this a dream come true?
Definitely. I mean, I started umpiring back in 2006, and a couple of the guys that I started out with, we all kind of joked about, haha, wouldn't it be funny if we got to go to the Little League World Series? And I mean, you never thought it was going to happen, but you knew that it was possible. And then for it to actually unfold and to be here, yeah, this is a blast. I'm having the time of my life. I'm hanging out with all my friends,
Yeah.
and I'm here with a couple of people that I knew from before, and I've met a whole new group of people, and that's one of the nice things about the umpire. Like Eddie used the term brotherhood. That's exactly what it kind of is, and I've got 19 new friends, and some pre-existing, but amongst the 20 guys on the cruise.
Yeah.
We all immediately clicked and gelled, and they brought us up here for an orientation back in May, and did a bunch of exercises together, did a bunch of training together, and we gelled quickly, immediately, and I mean, it's like you said, dream come true.
Eddie, when you found out that you were going to be an umpire at the Little League World Series, what was that initial reaction?
Shocked. I was taken back by it. In fact, my wife played a trick on me because, when the mail's coming, and then the letter came, and like, wow, this is a dream come true for me. My journey goes back further than his, because I started back in '96. Mm-hmm. And actually, I used to come up here for clinics, and I remember Andy Conyers, when he was UIC, he was pointing out the window, you might one day come here, and I'm going, no way. But then I worked at it, went to the clinics training, and like, wow, and yeah, I knew that goal was attainable. Mm-hmm. And when I relocated to Florida, I had to start the process all over again, because there's a series of things you have to do to get here, and that's do regions, and Little League has an evaluation process, and you have to basically get evaluated and get a recommendation to come here. It's not like that. So I started the process all over again. I got my recommendation, and lo and behold, I'm here, and I am tickled pink. It's the preparation that they provided for us has really made us evenly flow into this, because I mean, it's another level of game, and the world of and we're all looking at us. And last night, how we gelled out there was unbelievable. You would have never known that was our first game.
Yeah.
And that was cool to be a part of.
It's fascinating to hear. You know, everyone talks about what the stage means for the kids and the
Yeah.
bright lights
Yeah.
of the stadium, especially playing at Lomity in prime time for those kids at Lake Mary. But you have to think the umpires are right there with them. This is a stage that you haven't necessarily experienced before. And you said that Lake Mary or that Little League has prepared you for this. David, you got your first action yesterday as well. What was that like? Where were you?
I was third base.
Third base umpire
On the Mexico game.
The Mexico game. No hitter.
Pitcher threw a no-hitter.
Pitcher threw a no hitter. Was it what you expected this to be? This crown jewel of youth sports.
Yes, I did not anticipate how loud the crowd would be. I mean, some of the vet umpires who've been here before talked about the fact that when the game goes on, a lot of the communication that we do as umpires for rotations, and I'm going out or I'm, whatever the case may be, some of the verbal communications that you can do at a regular game, can't do that here. When the volume of the crowd picks up, you can't verbally communicate, so we have hand signals that we use, and we read off of each other's cues, and we talk about the fact that we have to actually go through that. I mean, he's talked about the preparation. That's part of the preparation was to do those things, and it was exciting.
It was exciting. I want to ask you, Eddie, about last night's game too, Lake Mary. It's all randomized, but I thought that was a really cool thing that you were umpiring first base, and that game was such a well-played game, but from both teams, and I just wanted to get your reaction to what it was like to umpire that well-played 12 and under baseball game.
I generally get nervous, but because of the preparation, I wasn't. There's some of our brothers are a little jealous because what you dream of as you want, especially on that rotation, you have to play at the plate, and I had to play at the plate, and a couple of our brothers here have congratulated me, but they go, "Wow, I dream of that," and you had the opportunity.
He got the crown jewel play, is what we keep saying.
Yes,
That's the crown jewel.
I felt comfortable out there, and I mean, I took in the crowd, but that didn't really affect me because of the preparation. And like you said, we do verbal communications, but forget that. You're not going to hear that. To put 4 individuals that have never umpired before the very first game, and that thing to go smoothly and efficiently like that, that's a thing of beauty. And that just, it goes to the credibility of the training we get, and the preparation that everyone uses the word volunteers. We enjoy doing this, but we try to do it in a professional manner. And that's the one thing that I've learned here is there's nothing wrong with being a professional volunteer, and that's how we approach it. And it's fantastic when it does work out. And like I said, 4 individuals who never umpired before, you would have never known it.
No, it was
Never umpired together.
Together, yes. That's good correction. Never umpired together.
True. That's true. I think that's another piece of this is folks at home, casual fans of this don't understand the umpire side of this, and it is a volunteer thing. I mean, you're not getting paid to be here, but that's not why you do it.
No, not.
Can you guys talk about that a little bit?
You can't be an umpire and not love the game.
Yes.
And that goes for both being a paid umpire and a non-paid. I mean, a lot of us do both Little League and high school and college and whatnot. So but even then, the pay doesn't compensate for the number of hours. It's a 2-hour ball game or a 3-hour ball game. A lot of times it's an hour drive to the game. A lot of times you have to be there an hour before the game. It's the countless hours of studying the rules, studying the mechanics, watching videos of plays and learning and teaching points that you have to go through in order to be able to have a game that goes off without a flaw, or without a flaw, that goes well from an umpire's perspective. You can't have that without all those hours of preparation. So for every hour that you see an umpire out on the field, there were 1, 2, or 3 hours of prep work that led to that. And the training that Little League and the Southeast region has provided for us is on par with what they offer at the pro schools. I've been to the pro school and I've been to Little League schools, and I will tell you, the training that I've received at Little League training headquarters and through from headquarters and through the Southeast region is on par with what's being taught at Wendelstadt and the pro schools. It's the training program, the curriculum that they offer for umpires here is second to none.
Yes, I mean, I totally agree with that, and the volunteerism is inbred in here. The excitement I get when you see that child that's timid and makes that great catch and that big smile on your face, that does this good. I still have a drive for it and a love for it. My kids don't play it anymore, but I mean, Dave is spot on. There's a lot that goes into this. I have great support from my family, especially my wife. I mean, I don't do anything else, and she lets me go out and play. To say, but the countless hours, you know, the travel that we incur, you know, like here, we had to get here.
Yeah.
You know, they're taking care of us, but we had to get here, and it's a love, a drive that it's hard to explain, but it's been part of our DNA, and that's what's great about this organization.
You know, that we keep using the phrase once in a lifetime. For an umpire, it really is a once in a lifetime thing. You do this once, you don't do it again. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is that how it goes here at the Little League World Series?
It used to
It
be.
used to be.
Not like that anymore.
It used to be. The new approach is that there's the 4 crews of 5 guys and gal, so 5 umpires. There's 1 crew chief and then 4 umpires. There's all 5 umpires. There's a peer crew chief.
Yeah.
Those peer crew chiefs are obviously the most senior and lead the team. In addition to that, there's a couple guys who have come back for a second time who have worked the series before. So the new approach is mostly new guys. I say new, has never been here before. A couple of veteran returners, and then a couple of 4 veteran crew chiefs. That's the new approach. So it used to be a one and done, like you said, but now we're fighting to get high enough evaluations so that we can be invited back as a veteran, and then hopefully come back as a veteran and demonstrate that we're capable of being a crew chief. So there's still another goal to attain, but this is a great place to try and attain it.
Oh God, yes. The philosophy was, and it makes sense when you really think about it.
Yeah.
All these years that we've trained and tried to attain this level, and then to not give them an opportunity to come back again, it kind of like didn't make sense to a degree. So now with that new line of thinking, to me, it's given me another drive to try to attain this again, because you know, after doing it one time, you're like, man, I wish I could go back and do something different.
Yeah.
But you know, they've invigorated the curriculum, and I mean, as an umpire, I mean, it's like, wow, I just wish I was 10 years younger, because I mean, it's enjoyable. It's great.
All right, a couple housekeeping questions. You live in Orlando, but where, you know, we can be specific since we're Orlando. Where in Orlando? And what's what's your home Little League or whatever you want to call it? I know you do other all over, but what's the most reoccurring?
So my kids grew up playing at East Orange Little League.
Okay.
East Orange converted to another organization after my kids had left. So I jokingly called myself the homeless umpire. However, I live in District 24. He's in District 14.
Yep.
District 24 is sort of the east side of Orange County, and 14 is sort of the west side of Orange County. The league that's closest to me right now is Union Park Little League. That's who I'm registered through, and so that's sort of my home base now, although I umpire for all the leagues in the district.
Got it.
Same.
Same thing. So when we say, would you, just for housekeeping, when we introduce you guys, should we just say Orlando, like you're from Orlando, like the east side of Orlando?
East side of Orlando, I live, specifically, I live just to the west of Waterford Lakes.
Is that 32825?
Yeah.
I live right. I'm an Orlando guy.
I live right next to the Lockheed plant. That's where I work. I work at Lockheed, and I live right next to the Lockheed plant.
You love Lake Underhill Road.
I drive a half mile on it every day, and then a half mile in the afternoon.
Yeah.
My commute is horrible. It's almost a mile, 1.1 miles.
Yeah. Well, we'll take that. Eddie, you live in Winter Garden.
Yes.
And that's you're on the west side.
That's my home league. I actually
Winter Garden Little League.
Winter Garden Little League.
Okay.
I actually live in Horizon West area, so I'm in Independence. If you know what I'm talking
Villages.
about. No, Independence. It's not the community I live in is Independence. It's not the villages.
Well, no. Don't they call them villages though? They don't.
Well, yeah. Horizon West is
not the villages.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like
yeah.
have different villages within Horizon West.
Yeah, Horizon West has these different zones they call villages. Yes,
yeah.
right.
Okay. How close is that to Hamlin? Like the top, like right up to 429, like the newer like retail stuff.
Right
there.
Right.
Okay.
I'm exit 15.
Right behind it.
I mean, you get off there. I'm a mile down,
Yeah.
heading toward Magic Kingdom. I'm living right behind there. I mean, we found it when we used to vacation down here, and I never thought I'd live down here, but things happen for a reason.
That's right. and now you're here.
Yep.
At the Little League World Series, being an umpire.
But I mean, great community. We love it there. And like I said, my home league now is Winter Garden Little League, but I umpire in the entire district. I've been to Dr. Phillips, Apopka, Ocoee came back into the Little League. They left, they came back. South Lake.
Yep.
I mean, you name them, we've been there. Windermere. They know us very good. I'm a District 14 umpire.
Yeah.
That's how I approach it.
All right. Last thing for you. Something I noticed when opening ceremonies were underway. Obviously you got the teams coming out, getting a round of applause. The umpires got a really loud round of applause. What was that like to hear that support? Now I know this was before the game and not during and not post, but
I'll repeat what was said on the field as that was occurring. We all looked at each other and said, "Gentlemen, enjoy the cheering, enjoy the applause. It's the last cheering that you're going to hear on your behalf. From this point forward, half the people are going to hate what you do."
That's part of the game, but the best feeling is when you walk off the field and they don't know we were there. And I always tell them, it's like, great game. I says, the way the kids played, it made our job easy. And that's a line I'll use. But when we walk off the field, my goal, and I know it's a goal of everyone, is it's like we were never there. They don't notice us, and that's what this is about. I don't want to be noticed. I just want to, this is all about the kids, and when they play like that, it makes our job so much easier.
Love it.
Definitely.
Love it. You got anything for him, Daniel?
I was going to ask, I think you answered my question. I was going to say, like, the Lake Mary game was so well played, but it was also so well officiated because there was no reviews, there was no overturns, there was no meetings where someone had
They had one review.
There was a review? Oh,
there
okay.
was, but it didn't. They didn't get it overturned.
Yeah,
right?
there was actually, it turned into two because first they were trying to a guy leaving early at third if he didn't tag up properly.
Yeah, that's right.
And then which I didn't notice, then Lake Mary challenged the play at the plate.
Right. And right when they challenged it, I went on my phone and went on YouTube TV, and I was like, yeah, he's out. Because it was weird because he didn't have a glove on.
Yeah, and Ricky Hall, who was doing the plate, in all the years of umpiring, guess what? And to his credit, he was getting ready to come around to clean the plate off, but he saw a live ball out of corner of his eye. He saw something coming, and he was prepared.
Yeah.
And when you see the replay, how he was in there and he was looking, I mean, he had a perfect view of it.
Yeah.
He waited, kid showed him the ball, because he got bare hands here.
Yeah.
And he held on to the ball.
That's part of like what he was saying earlier. It's part of the training that
Yep.
we've gotten is to be able to step in and get the right angle and step into the wedge and be able and not get screened out on the play. They actually teach us how to hang out in the hip pocket of the fielder
Yep.
in order to get that you want to get that look. You don't want that look, you want that look.
See-
And they teach us how to get that look.
This is where this training is developed because, like he said earlier about pro school, and I've told people, come to a Little League clinic. It's about as close as you get to a pro training school, because these techniques you're seeing now would have evolved from the pro schools, and the individuals that are involved with our training have those ties, and that's what they're trying to introduce to us, and that's getting us in a better position. And because the old way you wouldn't have been there,
Yeah.
the new way you are, and it relates back to that because of instant replay, they got these cameras in there now, and if someone says, "Hey, wait a minute, why don't we put an umpire there?" And that's what's now being taught, and that's something new that I had to learn this year. And thank God I had the training, because it better prepared me for this. I like it. If I didn't have the training, I would not have been prepared for it, and I would not have succeeded here. And the ultimate goal here is to really succeed at this. And like I told you earlier, you didn't notice us, and I mean that was a flawless game.
Yeah.
That was a flawless game.
Love it. Thank you, gentlemen, so much.